Hello and welcome to the last review before your test. Okay, so you are going to be having a test in class next time, so we're going to practice. So I want you to do all these problems with me. The best thing to do would be to write the problem down, do the problem when you pause the video, then check and see if you're right. Probably not going to do that, but at least write all the problems down and do them along with me. So we're going to start with a creeper. So the first thing we notice is the 2 is outside, so I've got to give this creeper of 3 to everybody inside. There's no plus or minuses, so it's just a creeper. So 5 cubed, x to the negative 2 cubed, and y cubed. The 2 is just 2. 5 cubed, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. X to the negative 2 is, this one right here, is x to the negative 6. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the bottom. And then creepers multiply your fear, remember, so it's y to the 9th. So my final answer is 250 y to the 9th over x to the 6. This first one, no creepers on this, so it's just 10 x to the 3rd y. I'm going to go ahead and put the first. Everybody in the next house gets the creeper. I forgot to give him the creeper. Look at that. He got the creeper, but he almost escaped. So this is 10. X to the 3rd, y to the 1st. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Creepers multiply your fear. X to the 6. Multiply your fear. Y to the 6. So now I'm just putting together the like terms. So 10 times negative 8 is negative 80. I've got 3 x's, 6 more x's for a total of x to the 9th, 1 y, 6 more y's for a total of y to the 7th. No negative exponents. The negative number is okay. It stays up on the top. It doesn't have to move. We are happy, happy, happy. Look at this guy. He goes, oh no, we have a test next time. Oh, then you better study. So, little quick problem right here. I've got 24 over negative 8. Now, the creeper, I don't even know what I just said that for. There is no creeper. The negative on the 8 doesn't mean everything moves because that's a number, but the negative moves up to the top. The number stays where it is. Where are there more x's? Up on top, how many more? 3. Then when you take negative 24 divided by 8, it's negative 3 x to the 3rd. Again, my suggestion would be copy the problem down, pause the video, do the problem, see if you get it right, and then celebrate good times. Come on. Look at, he's going, come on, let's go celebrate. All right, I'm going to do the top first. So up on top, I have 3 times 15, which is 45. I have 3 a's and negative 4 a's. That's not an x, Evans. That's a to the negative 1. Remember, when we're doing the same base, we add the exponents. B to the 3rd, b to the 6th, that's a total of b to the 9th. On the bottom, 5 times 12 is 60. I've got 1a and negative 3. 1 and negative 3 is negative 2. b plus b is b squared. Now I'm going to move things that need to move. Look at this. This a to the 1st, nope, 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 move them to the bottom. This a to the negative 2, nope, 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 move them to the top. So once I move them, they're positive. 45 over 60, if I go off to the side or go to my calculator and use the ABC key, they are going to simplify. I can divide them both by 5. So that's going to be 9 over 12. Those divide both by 3. So it's going to come to 3 over 4. Again, if you did 45 ABC 60 on your calculator, you would have gotten that. Look at the b's. I've got 9 b's on top, 2 b's on the bottom. There's more b's on the top. There's 7 of them. Look at the a's, 2 a's on top, 1 a on the bottom. So there's 1 a left on top. Remember, when you're dividing the same base, you subtract. Okay. Okay, look at this guy. He goes, celebrate. I just want to eat. All right, we're going to do some major cleaning up here. So, got the first one. It has creeper of 2. Got the second one. In the first one, the 4 stays. The x to the negative 2 moves to the bottom. The y to the 4th stays. The z to the 1st stays. The 3 stays. The x to the negative 1 moves to the top. the y stays on the bottom, and the z to the -3 moves to the top. For the second one, the 2 stays, the x to the third stays, y to the second moves to the bottom, z to the fifth stays on top. X squared stays, y to the -3 moves to the top, z to the third stays on the bottom. Still lots of cleaning to do. Inside this house, there's still a creeper of 2. 4 over 3 doesn't do anything. It stays 4 over 3. For the y's, I've got 4 y's on top, 1 y on the bottom for a total of 3 y's on top. Remember, you subtract. For the z's, 1 z on top, 3 more z's on top. So I'm going to add for a total of 4 z's. And for the x's, oops, that x was supposed to be positive. I bet you said that when I moved it up there. Messed up. Whoopsie doodles. So I've got 1x on top, 2 x's on the bottom, 1x stays on the bottom. For the other one, there's no creeper, but I'm still going to clean it up. The only number I have is 2. For the x's, 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. There's more on the top. Subtract, we get 1. For the z's, 5 on the top, 3 on the bottom. More on the top, stay on the top. Subtract, we get 2. And for the y's, 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom, more on the top, subtract, we get 1. I got to take this creeper right here, this creeper to everybody inside. So 4 to the second is 16. Y to the third to the second, we're going to multiply is 6. Z to the fourth to the second, we're going to multiply is 8. 3 to the second, 3 times 3 is 9. X to the first to the second, we're going to multiply as 2. Then I'm just going to fill in, I've still got 2, x to the first, z to the second, y to the first. Once I took care of that creeper, we just have one top and one bottom. Now, I'm going to multiply, put things together. 16 times 2, 36. And by 36, I mean 32. Don't even know what I'm talking about. Then I have 1x on top, 2 x's on the bottom. So there's more x's on the bottom. There's one of them. Y to the 6, y to the first. They're all up on top, so I'm going to add y to the 7th. Z to the 8th, the z to the 2nd. They're all on top, so I'm going to add z to the 10th. And I forgot about that 9 on the bottom. Since 4 over 3 didn't simplify, 16 over 9 won't simplify. 32 over 9 is my answer. Okay, look at these guys. The party's over. Everybody go home, go home, go home. Is it a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or none? You all like to say none on this. This is actually a monomial because there is one term, and the degree here is 0 because there are 0 variables. This one, 1 minus 1 minus, or plus 1 minus. Remember, pluses and minuses separate terms. 4 terms is a polynomial. And then look at each little term. How many variables does each term have? This one has 4. This one has 2. This one has 1. This one has 0. So the degree is the biggest, which is 4. This one has a variable on the denominator, so it is not a polynomial. Therefore, we don't worry about the degree. Not a poly, not a poly. Write in standard form. Standard form means we have to start with the biggest term that has the biggest variables. This one has 2, 5, 7, 0, 1. So 7 wins. Make sure you take the sign with it. So it's -2 to the 7th. After 7 comes 6, we don't have it, so then we have 5. So we have a positive 5y to the 5th. After 5 comes 4, nope, 3, nope, 2. There it is, plus y to the 2nd. After 2 comes 1, there's minus 3 to the y, and then at the end comes no variables, so there is 2. Okay, this guy, this is Bullseye. I feel like he's Bullseye. Bullseye the bear. And look at him. He's eyeing me. Look at those eyes. They're pretty creepy. They're going, come this way. Put it in standard form. Okay. What are we going to do now? Look at him. He's happy. This is Happy Bear. Happy Bear. Let's go ahead and FOIL. All right. We are going to double distribute. We're going to take this x times each of the terms in the next polynomial. So we take x times x, which is x squared. We take x times 1, which is a positive 1x. Now we're going to take this negative 3, don't lose that negative, times each term in the next polynomial. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Then we do our very favorite combined like terms. We just have the x squared. We have 1 minus 3. That's negative 2. That's the x column. And then we have minus 3. Oh, he liked that. Happy like that. I don't know what to do here, buddy. This one's a little bit confusing. This is little Mr. Confused Bear. What you want to do in your little heart of hearts is just distribute that creeper. This plus sign is like a creeper repellent. If there's a plus or a minus inside, you can't just do the creeper. You have to write it twice. Okay, once you write it twice, then you're going to distribute. I'm going to take this 2x times that 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. I'm going to take this 2x times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, and there's just 1x. I'm going to take this positive 5, always watch the sign, times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, and it's the x column, so it's a positive 10. Put it in the x column. 5 times 5 is 25. Add them up. 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. Okay, this is Curious Bear. Look at, he's going, hey, what you guys doing? What you guys doing? Maybe I want to play too. All right, let's FOIL. Let's distribute. We got this. We got this. Bear's talking deep voices, I feel. So we've got 7r times r. Remember, that's 1r. So 7 times 1 is 7. R times r is r squared. 7r times negative 5. 7 times negative 5 is negative 35, and there's just 1r. This is a negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, and that's the r column. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. Combine like terms, and that just means we're adding the coefficients. Keep the variable terms the same. Okay, we have got a binomial times a polynomial, so that means we're going to do lots of rainbows. So we're going to take 6n times n squared. That's 6. N times n squared. There's 3 n's there altogether. 6n times 2n. 6 times 2 is 12. N times n is n squared. 6n times negative 2. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And there is 1n. Okay, so we're done with the 6n. Now we're going to do the negative 1. Negative 1 times n squared. Before you write it down, you can put it over here. Some people are going to do that. I see the n squared and I go, nope, nope, nope. I'm going to put it under the other n squared. I've got negative 1 times 2n. Again, that's negative 2n, so I'm going to put it under the n. Negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2. What you guys really have to do is watch your signs, because you guys are really bad at messing up with positives and negatives, so be really careful there. When I combine like terms, I only have 6n cubes. I've got 12 minus 1, that's 11. Those are n squares. Negative 12 minus 2, that's negative 14. Those are n's. And then I have a positive 2. Again, watch your signs. Oh, this guy's going, this is too much, too much. I got to take a break. No, no breaks, no breaks. We're 13 minutes and 56 seconds in this. We only have one more slide after this one. We can do it, buddy. Come on, buddy bear. Let's do it. So I've got 2v squared times 4v. 2 times 4 is 8. V squared, and v is v to the third. I've got 2v squared times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. V squared is all I've got, so I'm going to put v squared. I've got a negative 4v that I'm going to distribute. Negative 4 times negative 4 is negative 16v squared. Oops, I noticed that's the same as this one, so I'm going to move it down there. Negative 4v times 4, that's negative 16v. I don't have one of those columns, so let's just add it to the end. Then I'm going to take a positive 5 times 4. That's 20v. 20v goes in the v column. Positive 5 times 4 is just 20. No v's, so it's in the constant column at the end. Add them all up for a final answer of 8 with your v cubes. 8 minus 16 is negative 8. That's the v squares. Negative 16 plus 20 is a positive 4v, and then there is a positive 20. Remember, if you wrote this horizontally, you would have had this. And then you're just looking for like terms. That's your only cube. That gives you the 8v to the cubed. Those both have squares. You add those up. That gives you the v squared. Those both have v's. Add those up. That gives you the v. And there's your constant. All right, I'm going to tell you guys I don't like this slide. The reason I don't like this slide, this is the third time I've recorded this slide. I keep losing it. But look at this bear. This bear is excited. It's the last slide. After this slide, we get to eat because we get to celebrate. We are done. 2 times 8 is 16. N squared and n squared is n to the 4th. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. N squared and n is n to the 3rd. 2 times 2 is a positive 4 with an n squared. The first one I don't really have to worry about. The second one, when I take that 4 times 8, before I write it down, I've got one n, 2 more n's, that's 3 n's, so it's going into the n to the 3rd, so it's positive 32 n to the 3rd. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32, and it's n squared, so it goes in the n squared column. 4 times 2 is 8, and it just has the one n. Positive 5, you guys, this is the last term we're going to multiply, and then we get to go have a snack. 5 times 8 is 40, that goes in the n squared, and it is positive. 5 times negative 8 is negative 32, that goes in the n, and 5 times 2 is positive 10. Let's add this up, let's finish, we are done. 16n to the 4th, negative 16 plus 32 is a positive 16, that's the n to the 3rd. 4 minus 32 is negative 28, plus 40 is a positive 12, that's the n squared. 8 minus 32 is a negative 24, that's the n, and then we have plus 10 at the end. Woo-hoo-hoo! We are done! Slide 13 is done. We are going to go get a picnic basket. Ask your parents about Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo. Okay. Go get a picnic basket, have a snack, and the secret word is I love snacks. Test next time. Be ready. See ya.